Hey, you're supposed to be looking straight ahead when you drive, sir.
Look at the road, buddy.
Another wonderful day here in Westcliffe. One of these days, we're gonna upgrade. I'd honestly rather drive the $1 Million Highway outside New Ray, Colorado. Getting away from the Austins. We're now on the side of the road with our flashers on. Can you believe it? We made it out on another hike, you guys.
Hike number 2.
So, different day though. Today is Wednesday, and Wednesday, April 30th for point of reference, and we are doing what trail, Michelle?
The Canyon Rim Trail.
We're gonna do Canyon Rim Trail. It's up here by the Royal Gorge outside of Cañon City. We are also going to then, once we do this trail as a kind of a lollipop, then we're gonna go back and do the Overlook Trail as well. The total distance right now they're reporting to be 6.1 miles with about 600 feet of elevation gain. And it's a beautiful afternoon. It's potential for some rain showers. We drove through a few on the way here, but we're hoping they'll hold off. This is a multi-use trail, so it's mountain biking as well. And you know, I guess we could check it out. I don't know that we'll be here long enough to come back this way to do a mountain bike trail, but next time we're in the area visiting Sean and Lauren, it might be an option. So it's kind of a treat to be able to get out during the week and do a little hike. We've been here now almost 3 weeks, or maybe a little over 3 weeks now, and most of the time Michelle's been working on her job, and if I'm not doing my school stuff, then I'm working over on Sean's camper doing the renovations. But we are getting really close to being done, and we got to kind of undo something I did today because I screwed something up, so now we've got to redo some of the wallpaper in the bathroom. But you'll be able to see that when I detail everything in the renovation video. I don't know if it's going to come out before or after this video, but that reno's looking really good, and I think it's going to be perfect for them, not only to use as a family, but also in the downtime to be able to rent out like they do with their larger Salem. Hopefully you can see over our shoulder, folks. Look at that. That's the Arkansas River down there.
We're high.
Man, this is a beautiful scenic overlook. Let me take you, give you a little surround. It's super peaceful here. There was like 3 other cars in the parking lot. We passed one couple that had just started the hike right around the same time we did. And other than that, we haven't run into anyone. I'll tell you, if you haven't been to Colorado, you need to put it on your bucket list. There's places like this all over the entire state. Wish we could spend more time here this year, but I have a feeling maybe a little Easter egg. This might be our location for 2026 for most of the summer, but we'll see. We're up in the air. We don't know what we're gonna do next year, but we gotta worry about this year first.
We just got an alert on our phones that there's drizzle within the next 5 minutes, which
25 minutes.
Oh, within the next 25 minutes, but we can handle drizzle. I mean, come on, really? And there's only just a little cloud. I'll show you. See, and there's plenty of places where we can, if it gets a little bit harder than a drizzle, then we can stay plenty dry, but I'm not worried about that.
So this is the Overlook Trail, and kind of hoping we get a nice view maybe of the bridge. So I was hoping this was going to happen. We get to see the Royal Gorge Bridge, and I know it's going to be hard as heck to see with this GoPro because of the wide angle lens, but also going directly across the gorge there are 2 wires, and I think that's actually for the zip line. I think there's a zip line that you can take directly across the gorge. Look at that, folks. How beautiful is that? Only thing in here is the wind, or me huffing and puffing a little bit. So I'm gonna get a couple snapshots of this, and we'll post these on Facebook, and then the video of it will come out probably, 2 or 3 weeks later. So without fail, the GoPro, one of these days we're gonna upgrade. This is the GoPro 8 Black Hero or something like that. I think they're on like GoPro 13s now. This is 5 years old. Anyway, long story short, we just did a whole recap of the video, or of the hike as we were walking, and gave you all kinds of great information, of course.
And it didn't record.
So anyway, we are back at Old Faithful, the Ram Rebel, and fantastic trail, 6.2 miles. I burned 944 calories. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good trail. It reminded me, bits and pieces of it reminded me of different trails that we've been on, but one especially, the gorge, reminded me of Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Yeah, Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Very similar rock structure throughout the canyon, or throughout the gorge here. So yeah, highly recommend this trail. 2 thumbs up. We are getting ready. We're gonna head in, go to Home Depot, but before we do that, we actually, if we have time, I think we do, we're gonna hit what's called the Skyline Trail, and it's actually a driving, or maybe it's called Skyline Drive. I think it's called Skyline Drive. It's a road that's one directional, because the other day we tried to go and we tried to go in the out, and very quickly realized we weren't allowed to do that. So we're probably gonna take that as we go into town. We're gonna go to Home Depot, and then we're gonna stop and get some dinner, and we're gonna update you on our adventures we had at the camper yesterday regarding our solar. I didn't feel like filming. I needed to solve the problem, or Michelle and I needed to solve the problem. So we'll give you a little wrap up of what we found and how we fixed it. I'll also give you an update on the cost of crossing the suspension bridge, because I don't think it's $15 anymore. I think that price was a couple years ago. I think now it's like $30 per person, but we'll double check and let you know for certain.
All right, we're on Skyline Drive, and this is not for the faint of heart. It's one direction, the width of basically my truck, and that's about it. Luckily for me, for right now, Michelle is sitting on the outside where the more steep area is.
Yeah, I know, I'm not scared.
She's tough, unlike me.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at this. I don't know if it shows it on the wide angle of the GoPro, but yeah, this is super narrow. My hands are sweating even though I'm the one driving. Michelle's snapping some good photos. Hopefully we can share those as my heart's racing. I should have left my heart rate monitor on to see how many extra calories I'm burning driving along this place. Holy cow. Do a little turn to the left and turn to the right. Yeah, this is awesome, guys. And awesome, I mean scary. Okay, I'll come back to you. I think I probably should have both hands on the wheel. For those of you guys who've been watching for a while, you know there's the hashtag Don't Be a Sean, because over the years he has neglected to do things correctly regarding his RV usually. This is the new hashtag Don't Listen to Sean, because he's the one that suggested I do this. And he knows that I'm not real good with heights, at least I'm driving. But like I told Michelle a second ago, I'd honestly rather drive the $1 Million Highway outside Ouray, Colorado, than this crazy ass thing.
Switch back.
Sean, if you're listening, I dare you to drive pulling your RV on this. Hashtag challenge issued. Okay, we're going downhill, folks. We're going into the town of Cañon City there on the right. Michelle will show you, overlooking the community. I'm gonna downshift so that I don't get going too fast. It's only 15 miles an hour in here. Waiting for her to chew what she's got in her mouth. So we ended up at Wendys.
We did. I do like Wendys.
With a false promise, folks.
Nah.
Michelle goes, oh, they have the thin mint Frosties. I was just there, you know, not too long ago on the way up here when we stopped on the travel day.
Yeah,
well,
from Texas.
They don't have them anymore.
They don't. I'm wondering if they only have them during like Girl Scout cookie season.
I'm disappointed. But I got the brownie batter Frosty. I've never had one of those, and it was really good. And then I got a triple with cheese, no bun. Michelle got the junior special bag.
Junior
or
bacon,
whatever.
cheese, and small fry.
Yep. So I'll make this quick because it was a 3-hour process yesterday. 2 days ago, I noticed that we have 12 solar panels, and I noticed that one of the solar charge controllers, because we have 2, was getting no power for almost 2 consecutive days. And sometimes the way the solar charge controller tracks stuff, it's a little funky. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just let it do one more day. So I did, and still no input whatsoever. So we had to dismantle all of the power system that's underneath that old couch of ours. By the way, why are you stealing my fries?
I was hoping you didn't see that.
And called my buddy Rob, and he suggested a few troubleshooting things. I thought maybe the solar charge controller was bad. I thought maybe the circuit breaker was bad that I had, the fuse running down from the roof. Tried all those things. I swapped the other 6 panels with the other ones, and both solar charge controllers were working. Both fuses were working. It was so frustrating. So anyway, I got up on the roof and I started doing process of elimination. I knew that it was the 6 newest panels that I had that we were getting no power on. And lo and behold, what it was is one of the MC4 connectors at one of the, actually at the end of the run that goes from the roof down into the camper, that solar charge controller had gotten hot and melted a little bit. I think probably what happened is I didn't cinch down the metal prongs onto the wire strong enough, I don't know, 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago when I put those on. And that was it. I just cut off, or I popped off that MC4 connector. I had new ones, put new ones on, and we were getting like 400 watts out of 600 on those panels as soon as I did that. So I don't know how long I've been having issues or how long it's been restrictive. But when it went to 0, I knew something was wrong. Sometimes I figure, oh, it's shaded and, you know, it's not getting as much as the other 6 are. But, you know, so this might be a huge deal as we come into the summer as far as replenishing our solar bank. So I'm glad we fixed that, and it was like 30 cents to fix outside of the 3.5 hours that we spent troubleshooting. That's right, folks. By the time you see this, we will have already released our expenses report for the month of April. But we are here in town. Another wonderful day here in Westcliffe. I don't know how much snow we're going to get, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot because it wasn't supposed to come until like 7 p.m. tonight, and it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. So, oh well. But hope you're enjoying this monthly expense we're filming here at the Westcliffe Suites. Day before launch, folks.
Yep, it's our last full day in Westcliffe, Colorado.
Yeah, we're heading out tomorrow morning, and Sean and Aiden are going to be taking out the newly renovated Prowler, which I'm thinking you saw in last Sunday's episode. We are actually headed into town to try out, Michelle?
Wildflower Donut Shop. You know, we have to do it. It's like a requirement.
It's an obligation. So we survived the snowfall that we had a couple days ago. The roads, we actually just went out the way we're going to take out when we leave tomorrow, just to make sure that the roads are doing okay with all, you know, the ruts and the mud, because they're all dirt roads. But we did survive. Michelle will show you, go ahead and pan out there and show them the mountains real quick.
The snow-capped mountains from all that snow we got. Absolutely gorgeous.
So we're just running in town other than the donut shop. We're gonna stop by and throw out some trash over at Sean and Lauren's property because the garbage can at their property is all filled up from all 4 of us or 5 of us using it.
Yeah.
And then we are going to stop by Ace and fill up our propane tanks along with Sean so that we are full of propane. And we'll show you where we're heading next. Well, probably tomorrow when we get there. But today we're going to just kind of get things wrapped up, packed up, check everything, make sure we're roadworthy again, and make sure Sean's roadworthy because he's been sitting there longer in that spot than we have.
For sure, and we don't want to be a Sean.
Yeah, hashtag don't be a Sean, remember that. So, all right, we'll take you to the donut shop.
Yeah, it pauses after so many hours. Like, are you still there? Like Netflix.
We decided to sit here outside of one of the establishments and enjoy our desserts.
It smells so good.
So we went with the maple glaze from Vermont. Obviously the maple is. Michelle went with vanilla cake with chocolate. I went with the cinnamon roll with buttercream frosting.
Yes.
Buttercream frosting.
Check out that monster.
And apple fritter down there. So, and honestly, the whole cost of this was like $11. So I was really surprised. It's fairly cheap. So we'll let you know what we think.
I'm finishing a bite of the cinnamon roll that Kyle shared with me.
That's right, because I sacrifice for everyone.
I'm glad he did, because it was delicious.
Yeah, all of them are super good.
Yeah, they were really, really good. Highly recommend you try this place if you're in the area. I mean, we found a nice little spot to sit. And there's several different tables you could sit at, you know, along the way, like most small towns do. So it was nice to eat it outside and not in the truck. But we rate it 2 thumbs up. Wildflower Donut Company. Definitely visit.
Wander Squad, the time has arrived. We are
getting the heck out of here.
We are getting away from the Austins, at least their homestead.
On a 75 and sunny degree day.
Yeah, they save the best day for the day we're leaving. But Aiden, excited to go camping?
Yeah.
And we're going in the newly renovated Prowler. If you haven't seen that renovation video, be sure you check it out. We released it, I think, last Sunday, probably based on when this one will come out.
And I will give a huge shout out to Kyle. This has been 2.5 years in the making. He didn't do everything, but the last details he took care of in the last month literally would have taken me 6 months when trying to work and take care of Aiden. So thank you, Kyle. I sincerely appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
And we're looking forward to using the Prowler.
Thanks for the hospitality. Michelle, you ready to hit the road?
I'm ready.
All right,
ready.
all 4 of us are going, folks. We're going to... All right, we made it through what we think is the most difficult part of the drive, out of his driveway and up his hill, and we're now on the side of the road with our flashers on, but not for a bad reason. We actually are just going to put our weight distribution hitches on. For those of you who use weight distribution hitches, you may or may not know this, but when you're in real articulating terrain, it's best to take those off so they don't put extra pressure and stuff on the frame of the RV. So we usually left them off, and we usually do take them off when we get to a real kind of rutted area or a place we haven't been to before and we're not sure how flat it's going to be. And then once we get back out on the flat area, we're going to go ahead and put those on and give us the support we need.